everybody, welcome back. I hope you all had a fantastic week. My name is JoJo. For those of you who are new stopping by, I want to just say thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I hope this video finds you all well. Today's video, I'm going to be doing my week 1 check-in for paycheck number 1 for December. But before we hop into that, I did want to just let you guys know what my word of the month will be for December. I practice yoga, and as a part of bringing that practice into my everyday life, I began choosing a word every month. This began about 3 years ago, and it's a word that I meditate on because in yoga, it's a lot about breathing, connecting your mind, your body, and your spirit, and inhaling the word that I'm focusing on, my intention, and then exhaling the antithesis of that word. Coming out of November, my word of the month for November was progress, and moving into December, my word of the month is content or contentment. And really what that means to me and what I had found, and I really like the meaning of, is where you find peaceful happiness, or you're in a state of peaceful happiness. And I really enjoy reading quotes from Buddha. One that I really enjoyed is that finding peace is not without conflicts, that it's more about how you cope with those conflicts, because of our lives have ups and downs, and we're not always on highs, we're not always on lows, and both of those things are very temporary. It's more about how we cope with them, and our minds are very, very powerful things. So that is moving into December, or now we're already into December, but I've been just, when I breathe in the word contentment, thinking about having peaceful happiness. And when I exhale the feeling of being unsettled, or the feeling of not being content, or happy with the current state that I am in, whatever phase or season of life that I am in. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, but now what we'll do is switch over to my transaction log and my variable expenses check-in sheet, and we'll get started. Here we are at my weekly check-in sheet for variable expenses. Each paycheck covers 2 weeks worth of variable expenses, and this is just how I track those throughout the week. And then this is my transaction log. This has really been the biggest game changer for our budget, tracking every dollar, being consistent with it with the weekly check-ins. And I have all of my transactions on this one transaction log, and then they're just color-coded in the checkbox section. Green is income, pink is a bill, yellow is a variable expense, and blue is a sinking fund. What we'll do is come over here, writing down, this is paycheck number 1 for December. The dates of the transactions I'm looking at this week will be December 3rd to the 9th. And this is week 1. These are all of our variable expenses. So my yellow checkbox is over here. And I always like to start with an example for you guys to see how I come to my numbers. And oops, let me turn off my notifications. Okay, there we go. So what I do is use this remaining column, and I fill this out twice a week, so it makes it a lot less cumbersome when I come to do these weekly check-ins. But I budget $400 to last us 2 weeks for groceries. I subtract the $200.39 that I have remaining in groceries, and that tells me that I spent $199.61 on groceries this week. So I will come write that over here, which we are looking good for groceries. We're about halfway through our budget, and we're halfway through our paycheck. Next is eating out and entertainment. I had taken my boys to the mall, which I don't really enjoy going into stores. It's just more so crowds. Even before this year, I didn't enjoy crowds. More so now. I mean, the mall really wasn't crowded, which was nice, but we had to buy a birthday present for my oldest friend, and he wanted to get something from the mall at Spencer's. So we had gotten some food as well while we were there. I got some bubble tea, it was so good. Household, we are looking good here. We have spent $37.52, and this also includes stuff for our pets. So we have $87.48 remaining from what I budget of the $100. Gas, we have spent $79.03. We have $70.97 from the $150 I budget for that. My husband had spent $39.73. He has $40.27 remaining from the $80 allowance we give ourselves. I had purchased some work scrubs. I do actually need to return them because of the sizing. I just didn't really know what size to get, so I need to exchange them. And that came from, part of that came from a face category, and then the rest of it, that's a sinking fund, the rest of it came from my $80. And then I'd also bought some, I think it has a cow on it. I can't remember. It's like hand cream, really nice hand cream from Costco that was on sale at $6.99 because my hands are getting so tore up, as I'm sure you guys' are too, from all of the alcohol that we have to rub on them constantly. So I have $57.79 remaining. Okay, and then for my oldest, some of his money pitched in for his friend's gift down here, and then I think that was really it for his, because I do normally budget $25 if the kids have a friend they're buying a gift for. We usually allocate $25 for that gift. So that was $8.80. My daughter, she had a friend who also had a birthday, and we'd gone to get a gift for her friend. And then I told the kids, you know, my two littles came with me. They have their $20. They could choose a toy. It just has to be within their $20 that they get. And so that was really nice. Like, my daughter understands, she's 7. She could look at the prices and understand that. And, decide, you know, so explaining to her that we could not get the $40 thing because of it is not within her $20 budget, and she did really well with that. She didn't argue with me or anything, or throw a fit. You know, she's growing up. She's getting to be a big girl. And then my youngest, we also, some of this was stops at the gas station or the Family Dollar. We got them some little treats and things like that. And then of course my youngest, he's 3, at the mall. That was really not his jam. So while we were at Spencer's, I picked up some Skittles to pretty much just appease him while we were shopping. Let's see, so then we had an unbudgeted of $83.62, and that came from our family pictures. I didn't quite have enough to cover the $250 from sinking funds for those, so that came unbudgeted. And there's also some school fees. I didn't quite have enough in my back to school sinking fund to cover the school fees. But I did do a sinking fund revamp video last week to better prepare us for these things. We're new to budgeting. This is really our first year doing a budget. And that's a part of that. My word for November was progress, and us making progress in our budget as part of that. And just understanding our finances, where we want to spend our money, and having sinking funds to help us along the way. All right, so we ended up spending $492.77. We still have $468.61 moving into week 2, and I really love having this remaining over here because I can see I'm over budget, but I think I might be able to swing it if I stay under budget with household and pets and eating out. That this is not going to make us in the negative, and it just gives me an idea of deciding my wants versus my needs based on what I have remaining within each category and what can maybe wait until the next paycheck or something like that. But that's our variable expenses. Now we'll go to the paycheck budget sheet and go through our bills and income and sinking funds. All right, here we are back at the paycheck budget sheet. I'll leave a link to the video showing me forecasting this, but filling out all these numbers, our expected amounts, in an information card. And now what we'll do is start here at the top with the income table. Those are the green boxes right here. And I do always underestimate our income and overestimate expenses. So income one came in as over, which is a good thing. It was $3,034.45. Unfortunately, income two. So with the holiday, there was some extra vacation, kind of unpaid vacation, and then some extra picked up hours that'll come in on next paycheck, paycheck two. So I'm thinking for the whole month, this will end up balancing out. But this is going to be written in red because if I really wasn't sure what that paycheck was going to be, it came in at $800.96. We will expect income three next week, and then we are not expecting any rollover. What I do to zero out our budget is I roll everything from paycheck one into paycheck two, and paycheck two gets zeroed out with whatever money's left over or cash flow being thrown at debt. So we're starting paycheck one, the new month, all anew, no rollover, and then we did not have any extra that came in. Now we'll come over here to fixed expenses. Those are the pink boxes. And see, our first pink box was the student loan. It came in as expected at $543.40. Next we have security. That came in as expected at $9.99. And then Hulu was $54.99 as expected. And then HP ink, thankfully, is a lot more under control. We were printing so much when we were having to teach all of the kids at home. I was happy to see this is back to the normal. And then I had also the gym had come out as expected at $75. Okay. And I think that takes care of all of our pink boxes. Yes. Okay, now over here is the variable expenses table, but since this is week one, I'm not going to plug in the actual numbers. That'll be next week when we go to close out this budget and we have our 2 weeks worth of variable expenses from our weekly check-in sheet. Down here is my sinking funds table. And actually, let me pre-fill out the categories just to save some time. All right, there we go. I just didn't want to bore you guys with watching me fill out the categories. But for Christmas, and these are all of the, again, the blue boxes, I've already calculated how much was spent with each category. For Christmas, we had spent $104.86. We got our Christmas cards done. Trying to think of what else we're mainly working on stocking stuffers and things like that right now too. And then we'd had our family pictures. That one was depleted. Back to school, $30 for school fees. My face, $69.44 was spent. Gifts for those 2 birthdays was $48.53. And then clothes, my oldest had wanted a SpongeBob beanie from Spencer Gifts at the mall while we were there. Let's see. So that was $22.72. Now what we'll do is come down here to this debt table, and Any extra money that I have, I subtract from our home equity line of credit. We use the velocity banking strategy to pay down our debt, using a line of credit to pay down an amortized interest loan. So really, when you see these two numbers, that is the total of my remaining student loan to pay off. Our HELOC is technically at 0. And we just paid off our car last week. It's really starting to sink in, you guys. I'm going to be forecasting Paycheck 2 tomorrow, and that car payment's not going to be on that budget, which I think that's really going to be when it sinks in, is that I'm not writing down that number or seeing that money leave my account. Right now, it really hasn't hit me yet that I don't have any car payments, but I'm really just trying to enjoy that moment. Let's see. So since the student loan did come out, I didn't have any extra money to throw at the HELOC this week, but the student loan had come out, so I can update that with what the interest and then what had actually gone towards principal. So that brought the loan down to, I'm not doing any zero base towards it, down to $39,671.58, which this is really exciting to see. And that is really going to wrap up this check-in this week. I will see you guys tomorrow for my paycheck number 2 forecast. If you guys want to follow along with us on this journey and you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would like to hear how your week is going, and I will see you guys tomorrow.